Hey guys, so last month you know that I did a movie review video instead of a book review video because I didn't really read that many books. Well, this month I read books and watched movies. Oh, I did all of the things. And since that video went well, I thought we would do a moving pictures review. As in, I'm going to review the movies and TV shows that I watched in the month of April. So at the beginning of this month I was feeling kind of down, so I'm like, let's just go on Netflix and pick out a cheesy romantic movie. So I picked 5 Star Day, which you can see by the poster looks super cheesy, but oh no, it is emotional, deals with some heavy topics, and I was so surprised by this movie. So it follows this guy who recently found out that his girlfriend is cheating on him, so he is down in the dumps. And he is in college and he doesn't have a topic for his final paper in one of his classes. But he remembers that his girlfriend was super into astrology, so he decides that he is going to research this to prove that it is full of shit, basically. Now, on his birthday, his girlfriend read him his horoscope, and it said that he was going to have a 5-star day. Everything was going to be awesome. But that was the day that he found out his girlfriend was cheating on him, and somebody stole his bike, and he just had a really shit day. So he decides that he's going to find all of the people that were born at the same hospital at the same time on the same day as him and see if their days were as shit as his. So it is him going around meeting and discovering the stories of these people, and he sort of starts to connect with these people, and he finds out that they had shit days on their birthdays too. He really connects to this one girl who has a little daughter, and he helps her through life, and they start flirting, and it's really cute and really deep, and I think it's an independent film, and it was just really good. And of course I had to give this movie 5 stars on Netflix, because you can't not give 5 Star Day 5 stars. And then I watched How to Lose Friends and Alienate People, which stars Simon Pegg, and I had to watch it because I'm going through all of Simon Pegg's movies, basically. This was a really forgettable movie, but I do remember that Simon Pegg's character is a paparazzi, basically. He's a journalist that follows around celebrities. And he gets a job at a magazine, and his boss is someone he used to idolize, and he becomes friends with Kristen Dunst's character. They start off hating each other, but then they realize that they have a lot in common and they can actually talk to each other. And Simon Pegg's character is basically a giant screw-up, and he is just trying to get a story. And so he starts flirting with Megan Fox's character, who is this up-and-coming actress, and he basically gets himself into her life by being a douchebag. It was an enjoyable movie. It was a good way to waste an hour and 50 minutes. And I know right after I watched it, I gave it 4 stars on Netflix. I don't know why. I don't remember anything about the movie. It was just okay. And then my brother and I watched the first season of Breaking Bad. Oh yes, we just started Breaking Bad, and oh man, I understand the hype. If you don't know what Breaking Bad is, I don't know what you've been doing with your life. You at least had to hear that it is about a chemistry teacher who gets cancer and wants to help his family after he's gone, and so he starts making meth, and he sells it with his friend Jesse, and oh my god, Jesse is my favorite. If he wasn't in the show, I don't think I would watch it. He is just this darling little trash baby. He is the perfect little dirtbag. The gritty realism of the show is really good, and the witty dialogue, and obviously the characters. I'm so in love with the characters. I don't know how anyone could hate Skylar White. I assume something happens later. What am I even saying? You guys know Breaking Bad is good. I don't know why I'm telling you this. And then, obviously, you guys knew this was coming. You knew it. When you clicked on this, you knew what was coming. I watched Captain America 2: The Winter Soldier. I don't even know what to say about this movie. They're a bunch of dorks, and I love them, and Captain America is my favorite Marvel superhero of all time. And I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. Steve Rogers is dealing with the fact that, you know, he's like an 95-year-old man, 85, somewhere in there. And that he's from the past and he's dealing with the future, and that all of his friends are dead or have Alzheimer's. And then Ben Sam, the Winter Soldier, comes and he destroys some things, and we find out who he really is, which you guys probably know who he is, and it's terrible, it's emotional, it's the worst. It's the worst, greatest thing. I love Captain America. I loved Sam Falcon. That was the greatest character introduction ever. Just go see Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Like, I don't even know why I'm telling you guys this. Just go see it. 5 stars. So amazing. Yes. And then I just had to give in and watch Drinking Buddy. I don't know why I listened to someone who said, oh, don't watch Drinking Buddies because it makes Olivia Wilde and Anna Kendrick look unappealing. And I'm like, first of all, I probably shouldn't have listened to anyone who uses the word unappealing when they're talking about human beings, let alone women. So I don't know why I put off watching this movie for so long. It is an independent film, and obviously the cast is amazing. So it follows Olivia Wilde's character and Jake Johnson's character who work at a brewery, and she's like one of the guys. She goes out drinking with them all the time. Her and his character are like BFFs, and they both are dating other people, and so they decide that they would do a double date and go out to a cabin and spend a weekend together. There's drama-rama. But it didn't end like I thought it was going to end, which was actually really nice. I loved the ending. I mean, obviously I wanted these characters to be happy, but it was very realistic. Let's throw the graphic up there again. I know that the poster looks like it's going to be a comedy, but it was actually an indie drama, and I do not like independent dramas, but this one was so good. This is probably my favorite independent drama that I've ever watched. Normally the pacing in independent dramas suck balls, but this was really good. And I gave this movie 4 out of 5 stars on Netflix. And then one of my friends called me up and was like, hey, do you want to go to the new Johnny Depp movie? And I'm like, I don't really care for Johnny Depp, but I do care for sci-fi. And this movie is super sci-fi. So Johnny Depp is a scientist, and so is his wife and best friend, and he ends up getting sick. His wife starts freaking out, and she's like, we're brilliant. All 3 of us are brilliant. We should be able to come up with something that'll save his life. And so they decide that they're going to use his brain basically to create this AI, where they just upload his consciousness to a computer, and then she ends up uploading that to the internet. And you can imagine what happens when you have an AI running wild in the internet. It was a lot like Delete, which I watched last month, except a little more grittier. It's not happy. And I liked the resistance movement against this transcendence. I really like the ideas in this movie. All of these really like sci-fi basics that I never really see in movies, but I read in books. And I like Johnny Depp in this movie. I normally don't like his unwashed appearance and like weird half British accent, but it really worked for this character because he's, you know, a scientist who's super dedicated to his work and like doesn't shower for weeks on end anyway. But I did feel like it had a little bit of pacing problems. There are probably better movies out there about AIs and transcendence, so I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Then last night I finished up the first season of Young Justice, and man oh man oh man, it's not Marvel, but it's still so good. All the characters were so fleshed out. I loved Artemis's plotline, like finding out about her history. I really liked that it was a rotating cast of characters. Like in one episode, Robin would be busy doing the dynamic duo thing, or Aqualad would be off in Atlantis. And by the end of the season, you have such a huge amount of characters, and so to just focus on a few of them was really cool. I loved the pacing of the show. I loved the plot twist at the end. And oh, I love this show. However, I don't think I'm going to rush to get to season 2 because I want everyone to stay happy. I want to pretend like everyone just stays happy and alive and that no one dies in season 2. One of my other things is that I don't like the Justice League, and they're in this a lot. I'm like, let's just focus on the kids. I really don't care about the Justice League. But if you guys like DC and you like the Justice League, this would be a hella great show to watch. So I gave Young Justice 5 out of 5 stars. Like, Duh. And I do believe that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching and putting up with my rambling when I don't know how to actually critique movies. Tell me what you watched this month. Recommend me some movies and some TV shows, even though Lord knows I have enough to watch. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye! Come on, white balance. Work with me, white balance. Come on. Come on, white balance. You can do this.